There are women who move through the world like shadows cast by an invisible light. You don't see them coming. You don't hear their approach. But somehow, you feel the shift in the air when they arrive. They don't announce themselves. They don't perform. They simply exist with such undeniable presence that the world bends slightly in their direction, even as they walk away from its center. She is called many things by those who don't understand her. Aloof, enigmatic, untouchable, cold. But those who truly see her know a different truth. She isn't cold. She's fire-contained. She isn't aloof. She's selectively present. She isn't untouchable. She simply cannot be claimed. She is the Sigma female. And she's been orchestrating the symphony while everyone else fought over who holds the baton. Legend speaks of architects who build cities that appear only at certain angles, in certain light. The Sigma female is such an architect, except she builds herself. Layer by layer. Stone by stone. In silence and in shadow. And by the time you notice the structure, it's already magnificent. To the untrained eye, she appears simple. Uncomplicated. Perhaps even ordinary. But look closer. Look with different eyes. See the carefully constructed fortress of solitude that is somehow also a palace of possibility. The Sigma female understands something most spend their entire lives missing: invisibility is not weakness. It's the ultimate strategic position. From the shadows, she sees everything. From the shadows, she controls everything. All without anyone knowing she's even playing the game. Let me tell you what she is not, because the world loves to mislabel mystery. She is not the alpha female in hiding, waiting for her moment to seize control. The alpha commands from the throne. The Sigma doesn't want the throne. She's too busy building kingdoms the throne sitters will never even see. She is not the introvert too afraid to speak. When she speaks, rooms don't just listen, they remember. She simply chooses her words like a jeweler chooses diamonds, rarely, carefully, and only for maximum impact. She is not broken. She is not damaged. She is not healing from something that made her this way. She is forged. Deliberately. Purposefully. She looked at the game everyone was playing and asked herself a question that changed everything: what if I don't play at all? What if I create my own game, with my own rules, where the only opponent is yesterday's version of myself? The Sigma female operates on three core principles: ancient as wisdom, sharp as prophecy. She has mastered what mystics have known for millennia: what you withhold becomes more powerful than what you give freely. She is not everywhere, therefore she is valued everywhere. Her presence is an event. Her attention is a gift. Her time is sacred currency. Like the moon, she waxes and wanes from social circles. Like the tide, she comes and goes on her own rhythm. And like both, her absence creates longing, her presence creates awe. While others fear silence, she weaponizes it. In solitude, she doesn't diminish, she multiplies. Every hour alone is an hour of becoming. She turns isolation into education. Loneliness into mastery. Quiet into power. She's learning languages while others are liking posts. She's building skills while others are building follower counts. She's cultivating depth while others are chasing breadth. And the terrifying beauty of it: she's enjoying every minute. She bows to no social contract she didn't write herself. She needs no external validation because she's built an internal kingdom so strong that outside opinions are merely whether noticed, perhaps, but never determinative. This is her secret power, hidden in plain sight. She has made herself sovereign. Not over others, she has no interest in subjects. But over herself, her choices, her path, her destiny. She is queen, kingdom, and key all in one. Every powerful being has an origin story. But the Sigma female's beginning isn't marked by a single transformative moment. It's something quieter, more mysterious. She was the child who understood too much too soon. Who saw the puppet strings before she learned what puppets were. Who felt the falseness in social games before she had words for facade. She was born with a gift some call curse, the ability to see through illusion. Social hierarchies revealed themselves as elaborate theater. Peer pressure exposed itself as mass hypnosis. The rules everyone followed showed themselves as suggestions most were too afraid to question. And once you see the game, you can never unsee it. You can only decide, do I play anyway? Or do I walk off the stage? The Sigma female experiences what shamans call the separation. A moment or series of moments where the individual realizes they operate on a different frequency than the collective. Most spend their lives trying to tune back in. The Sigma female amplifies her unique frequency instead. But here's where her story becomes truly powerful. This wasn't tragedy. This was awakening. While others saw her solitude as loneliness, she saw it as laboratory. While they pitied her for standing apart, she was studying them, learning, understanding, mastering the social dynamics from a perspective they could never access because they were too embedded in them. They thought I was on the outside looking in. I was actually on the outside looking down. And from that vantage point, I could see patterns, power dynamics, manipulations that everyone in the middle of it was blind to. My isolation wasn't exile. It was elevation. She learned to read people the way cartographers read maps. To predict outcomes the way oracles read stars. Not through magic, but through distance. Through observation. Through the clarity that comes when you're not performing in the play but watching from the wings. And slowly, deliberately, she built something extraordinary, a life entirely of her own design. No template. No blueprint borrowed from others. Just her vision, materialized? This is the Sigma female's origin, not a moment of pain, but a moment of sight. And from that sight, power. The uninitiated see her surface, and assume simplicity. The wise know, what appears simple on the surface is often unfathomably deep below. The Sigma female wields 7 powers. 7 keys to a kingdom most don't know exists. While everyone fights to be seen, she's mastered the ancient art of strategic invisibility. She observes without being observed. She influences without being identified as the source. She wins games without anyone knowing she played. In boardrooms, she's the quiet one until she speaks, and her single statement redirects the entire meeting. In social settings, she's peripheral until something requires real wisdom, and suddenly all eyes turn to her. She's the spider in a web you can't see until the morning light hits it just right. And by then, her work is already done. Humans are drawn to what they cannot fully understand. We orbit mystery. We obsess over puzzles. And the Sigma female. She is a locked box in a world of open books. She doesn't reveal everything. She doesn't explain herself. She doesn't perform her personality for consumption. People are fascinated by her because she don't give them everything at once. They get glimpses. Fragments. They fill in the rest with their imagination, and what they imagine is always more interesting than reality could be. This isn't manipulation, its authenticity moving at its own pace. While others serve their entire selves on the first meeting, she portions herself out thoughtfully. Each layer revealed is earned. Each secret shared is significant. And this creates something intoxicating. People actually have to work to know her. And what we work for, we value. The Sigma female feels everything perhaps more than most, but she's learned something others haven't. Emotion is energy, and energy can be transformed. Pain becomes art. Anger becomes fuel. Heartbreak becomes wisdom. Disappointment becomes discernment. While others remain stuck in their emotions, drowning in feelings they can't process, she's discovered the secret of emotional alchemy. She doesn't suppress. She doesn't deny. She transmutes. What appears as coldness is actually mastery. The Sigma female has such a sophisticated relationship with her emotions that she doesn't need to perform them for validation. She processes privately, transforms independently, and emerges stronger. This makes her virtually unbreakable. In a world addicted to instant gratification, she plays the long game. And the long game. It always wins. While others chase viral moments, she builds legacy. While they seek quick wins, she constructs empire. While they burn bright and fast, she glows eternal. She plants seeds knowing she may not see the harvest. She builds foundations for structures not yet imagined. She invests in becoming, not seeming. And when the time is right, and only when the time is right, she moves. And that movement changes everything. Distance gives perspective. Observation gives data. Silence gives clarity. Combined, these create something extraordinary, prophetic sight. The Sigma female sees what's coming before it arrives. Not through mysticism, but through pattern recognition. She's been watching when others were performing. Learning when they were posturing. Understanding when they were pretending. They call it intuition. I call it information. When you're not busy managing your image, you have bandwidth to notice everything else. Body language. Micro-expressions. Inconsistencies. Patterns. I don't predict the future, I simply see the present more clearly than most. Perhaps her most dangerous power, she genuinely doesn't need what everyone else is desperate for. Status. She's indifferent. Approval. She's immune. Trends. She's untouched. This isn't apathy. It's liberation. When you don't need anything from the system has no power over you. No lever to pull. No button to push. No threat that lands. She can't be bought because she's not for sale. She can't be manipulated because she wants nothing you can withhold. She can't be controlled because she's already free. And finally, the power that binds all others, when she does choose to engage, to open, to let someone in, it's transcendent. Because she's so rarely available, her presence becomes precious. Because she's so carefully boundaried, her vulnerability becomes sacred. Because she's so autonomous, her choice to connect becomes profound. She is the temple few enter, but those who do are forever changed by what they find there. But every power comes with a price. Every strength carries shadow. And the Sigma female's path is not easy, it's just hers. She speaks a language most haven't learned. And rather than learn it, they mistranslate. Her boundaries become walls. Her selectivity becomes snobbery. Her self-sufficiency becomes inability to connect. Her mystery becomes deception. The trial is this: remain true while being misunderstood. Stand in your power while being mislabeled. Know yourself so deeply that others' misreadings cannot shake you. It requires a spine of steel wrapped in a heart that still feels. She walks perpetually between two cliffs, isolation and connection. Independence and rigidity. Strength and stubbornness. The shadow side of her power is this: solitude can become prison. Self-sufficiency can become inability to receive. Mystery can become disconnection. The healthiest Sigma females maintain what I call flexible sovereignty. They're independent, yes, but not rigid. Self-sufficient, yes, but not closed. Mysterious, yes, but not dishonest. The trial is maintaining the balance, being open while boundaried, strong while soft, alone while not lonely. She must constantly ask herself, am I choosing this, or am I hiding? Am I being authentic, or am I being afraid? Am I powerful, or am I protected? The questions never end. The vigilance never ceases. This is the price of consciousness. Here is a truth both beautiful and brutal: the more unique you become, the fewer who can truly understand you. The Sigma female has cultivated herself into something rare. And rare things, by definition, struggle to find matching pairs. The trial is accepting that she may never fit and finding the courage to be spectacular anyway. To be the rare bird that sings its unique song even if no other bird knows the melody. To be singular. To be unprecedented. To be herself at maximum volume in a world that prefers everyone at moderate. And finally, the greatest trial: how does someone who needs no one need someone? The Sigma female intimidates the weak, wars the simple, confuses the conventional. She needs a partner who is himself whole, secure, and equally sovereign. She doesn't need completion, she needs companionship. She doesn't need rescue, she needs partnership. She doesn't need someone to fill her spaces, she needs someone who respects them. This is rare. Vanishingly rare. The trial is patience. Faith. The willingness to wait for what's real rather than settle for what's available. But here's what those caught in the trials cannot yet see: the world is turning toward her. The same culture that marginalized her is now starving for what she represents. Authenticity. Depth. Substance. Self-possession. In an age of performance exhaustion, she is rest. In an era of shallow connections, she is depth. In a time of desperate seeking, she is quiet certainty. We're witnessing a paradigm shift. The old power structures, loud, hierarchical, extroverted, are revealing their limitations. The new leaders are the ones who mastered themselves first. The Sigma female wasn't preparing for this moment. She's been ready all along. She's the entrepreneur who built sustainable success while others chased viral moments and watched those moments fade while her foundation held. She's the artist with true devotees, not just followers, people who don't just consume her work but are transformed by it. She's the consultant everyone wants because she sees what others miss, says what others won't, and delivers what others can't. While everyone was building up, she was building down roots so deep she cannot be shaken. But the greatest evolution isn't in how the world sees her. It's in how she sees herself. She realizes, her solitude wasn't isolation, it was incubation. Her mystery wasn't disconnection, it was discernment. Her difference wasn't deficiency, it was design. She was never broken. She was never behind. She was never wrong. She was simply early. Early to authenticity in an age of performance. Early to depth in an age of breadth. Early to self-possession in an age of people-pleasing. And now, Now the world is finally catching up to where she's been standing all along. If you've watched this and felt recognition, if you've seen yourself in these shadows and whispers, if you've known, somewhere deep in your bones, that you were meant to walk a different path, this is your permission, your validation, your confirmation. You are not alone in your solitude. You are not wrong in your difference. You are not broken in your unwillingness to bend. You are the Sigma female. And your power was never in being like everyone else. Your power was always in being undeniably, unapologetically yourself. You are the woman who stands alone because you can. Because you choose to. Because you were built for it. You are the keeper of your own mysteries. The architect of your own fate. The oracle of your own future. You don't need the crowd's approval, you have your own. You don't need someone else's validation, you validate yourself. You don't need to perform, you simply exist, and that existence is enough. More than enough. It's extraordinary. The Sigma female wasn't born to follow. She wasn't built to blend. She wasn't designed to diminish herself so others could feel bigger. She was born to stand alone, radiant, sovereign, free. She was born to be the mystery that doesn't need solving, the power that doesn't need announcing, the force that moves worlds without touching them. She is the secret the world kept from itself. The power hiding in plain sight. The revolution happening in silence. She is the Sigma female. And she's been waiting for you to recognize yourself in her mirror. Welcome home, sister. You were never lost. You were just walking ahead of everyone else.